Let me start with something that might sound uncomfortable. Most people don't fail because they lack talent. They fail because they wait too long to act. Think about it. How many times have you had a powerful idea, something that could change your life, but you hesitated? You told yourself, "I'll start when I'm ready." But what if I told you, you will never feel ready? Are you actually trying to grow or just getting better at making excuses that sound smart? Even the man who built one of the largest business empires in the world, Mukesh Ambani, still feels doubt before making big decisions. So here's the real question. Are you waiting for confidence or are you willing to act despite fear? Because in this video, you're about to discover the timeless lessons that built not just a company, but a legacy inspired by Dhirubhai Ambani. And trust me, one of these lessons might completely change how you see your future. Before we dive into these powerful lessons, I want to ask you for one simple thing. Stay with me till the end of this video, because each point builds on the next, and the final lesson might be the one that shifts something inside you. Not just in your career, but in how you think, act, and lead your life. Hey, if you're into real down-to-earth money talks and mindset shifts that actually teach you something, go ahead and hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the notification bell. No one builds anything extraordinary, whether in business, science, art, or life, without stepping into uncertainty. And if I may be honest with you, that feeling of fear, it never completely goes away. Don't click away now, because the beginning might trigger you, but the end, that's where things start to make sense. Stay with me till the end of this video, because one of these lessons is going to hit you personally, and when it does, you'll realize something. You were never lacking potential. You were just avoiding the version of yourself that requires courage. Let's begin. Point 1. Courage, the starting point of all greatness. Let me ask you something. Have you ever had an idea, something exciting, something bold, and yet you hesitated? You thought, what if it fails? What will people say? What if I'm not ready? Let me tell you, you are not alone. Even today, when we take big decisions at Reliance, there is always a moment of doubt, that small voice inside asking, are you sure? But here's the truth. Courage is not the absence of fear. Courage is the decision to act despite fear. Type that in the comment section. Courage is not the absence of fear. Courage is the decision to act despite fear. And I'll give you a heart. When my father started his journey, he did not have massive resources. He did not have global connections. What he had was courage. He believed that ordinary people could achieve extraordinary things. And that belief built an empire. Think of it like this. Fear is like standing at the edge of a cold swimming pool. You can stand there all day, analyzing the temperature. Or you can take the leap. Because once you jump in, you realize it was never as bad as you imagined. Every breakthrough begins with that jump. So to the young leaders listening today, you are not here to play small. Realizing your potential is ordinary. Conquering what seems impossible, that is your destiny. Point 2. Compassion, the wealth that multiplies when shared. Now let me shift from the mind to the heart. In business, we often talk about capital, assets, and profits. But there is another form of wealth, far more powerful. My father used to say something beautiful. Relationships and trust are the real currency of life. Empathy, compassion, understanding people. These are not soft skills. They are foundational strengths. Think about it. Have you ever worked harder for someone who truly cared about you? Of course you have. Because when people feel valued, they don't just work, they give their best. I like to call empathy the wealth of the heart. The more you give it, the richer you become. It's like lighting a candle. When you light someone else's candle, your flame doesn't reduce, it spreads more light. At Reliance, we have learned that success is not just about scale, it's about people. Every employee, every partner, every customer, each one matters. And in a world that is becoming increasingly digital, this human connection will become even more valuable. Point 3. Technology plus talent equals transformation. Now let's talk about the future. Because if there's one thing I deeply believe, it is this: technology is the greatest force for human progress. But technology alone is not enough. You need people who can dream with it, build with it, and scale it. That is why at Reliance Industries, every new business we entered, from energy to telecom to retail, we made one commitment: always adopt the best technology and always attract the best talent. Let me give you a simple analogy. Technology is like a powerful engine. Talent is the driver. If you have the best engine but no skilled driver, you go nowhere. If you have a great driver but a weak engine, you are limited. But when both come together, you create something unstoppable. That's exactly what we aim to do with Geo platforms. People told us it was impossible to transform a nation digitally at that scale. But we asked a simple question: why not? And today, millions of people have access to affordable data, education, healthcare, and opportunities because technology met purpose. So let me ask you, what kind of opportunity can you create as someone who dares to be unstoppable? Point 4. Trust, the invisible glue of great organizations. Let me share something personal. In all my years of leadership, I have realized that strategies change, markets evolve, technologies become obsolete. But one thing remains constant: trust. Trust between leaders and teams. Trust between a company and its customers. Trust between a vision and its execution. My father believed in heart-to-heart connections, not just transactions, but relationships. Because at the end of the day, people don't follow titles, they follow trust. And trust is built in small moments: keeping your word, listening when it's inconvenient, standing by your people during tough times. These are the things that build organizations that last generations. If you're getting value from this message and you want me to continue, like, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell so you don't get to miss out on any of our videos. I drop messages like this daily to build your mindset and finances. Thank you. Let's continue. Point 5. The golden decade, a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. Now let's look ahead. We are entering what I call the golden decade, a time where the world is changing faster than ever before. Let me ask you a few questions, and I want you to answer them in your mind. Can we build one of the top global companies of the future? Can we lead the transition from fossil fuels to clean, renewable energy? Can we create materials that redefine how humanity lives, builds, and innovates? Can digital platforms empower billions of people with equal opportunity? If your answer is yes, then say it with conviction. Yes, we can. And yes, we will. Because history does not reward the cautious. It rewards the bold. Let me leave you with a simple story. A young employee once asked me, "Sir, how do I know if I'm ready for a big responsibility?" I smiled and said, "You will never feel ready. Because readiness is not a feeling, it is a decision. You grow into responsibility, not before it." We are living in a moment in history where change is not gradual anymore, it is exponential. Think about it. A decade ago, artificial intelligence sounded like science fiction. Blockchain was a concept understood by a handful of technologists. Today, these forces are quietly, but powerfully, reshaping entire economies, and not just in one sector. Every sector, from entertainment to financial services, from trade to manufacturing, from agriculture to education, from healthcare to how we live our daily lives. Digital innovation is becoming the backbone of progress. At Geo Platforms and Reliance Industries, we do not see this as disruption. We see this as a once-in-a-generation opportunity. Point 6. The big question. Can one company help transform an entire nation? Let me ask you something bold. Is it possible for one organization to become a catalyst for transforming an entire nation across multiple sectors? Not just telecom, not just retail, but everything that touches human life. It sounds ambitious, doesn't it? Some may even say it sounds impossible. But let's break it down. When a farmer gets access to real-time weather data and market prices through AI, that is transformation. When a small shop owner can accept digital payments and access credit instantly, that is transformation. When a student in a remote village can learn from the best teachers in the world, that is transformation. When a patient receives early diagnosis through AI-powered healthcare, that is transformation. Now imagine connecting all of this at scale. That is not just innovation, that is nation building. So I ask you again, can Geo help transform every key sector of an economy? And I want you to feel the answer, not just say it. Yes, we can, and yes, we will. When we started Geo, many believed we were entering the telecom business. But in reality, we were building something much deeper. We were building digital infrastructure for human potential. Because connectivity is not the end goal, it is the starting point. It is like building roads. You don't build roads just for the sake of roads. You build them so people can travel, trade, learn, and grow. Similarly, digital networks are the highways of the modern world. And on these highways, ideas move faster than ever before. Point 7. Technology must empower, not intimidate. Let me share a simple observation. Many people still feel intimidated by technology. They think, I'm not technical enough. I'm too late to learn this. This is for someone else. But here's the truth. Technology is not here to replace you. It is here to empower you. Artificial intelligence is like having a personal assistant. Blockchain is like having a transparent, trustworthy ledger. These are tools, and like any tool, their value depends on how you use them. A smartphone in the hands of a creator can build a business. In the hands of a learner, it can build a future. Now let me come to what I believe is the most important responsibility of all. Beyond business success, beyond growth, beyond profits, what is our role in nation building? At Reliance Industries, we have always believed that when a nation grows, its enterprises must grow with it and contribute to that growth. So here is the question that defines our future. Can we become a trusted partner to every citizen, to every entrepreneur, to every small business owner, to every large enterprise? Can we empower them not just with products but with opportunities? Because when you empower one individual, you change a life. When you empower millions, you change a nation. And when a nation rises, it inspires the world. So I ask you, can we walk this path together? Yes, we can, and yes, we will. Point 8. A moment of gratitude, the real strength behind the vision. As I stand here today and look at all of you, I don't just see employees. I see dreamers. I see builders. I see believers. There is a certain energy in a room like this, an energy of optimism, an energy of possibility. And let me tell you, no strategy, no technology, no capital can replace that energy, because organizations are not built by balance sheets. They are built by people. Each one of you has played a role in shaping what Reliance Industries is today. Your dedication, your late nights, your willingness to go the extra mile, even when no one was watching, that is what creates greatness. And for that, I am deeply personally grateful. I am always reminded that leadership is not just about vision. It is about responsibility. Responsibility to people. Responsibility to society. Responsibility to the future. We often underestimate what we can achieve together, because we measure ourselves by today's limits instead of tomorrow's possibilities. Finally, the future is asking you a question. So as we move forward, I want you to pause for a moment. Not as an employee, not as a professional, but as an individual. Ask yourself, am I adapting to change or resisting it? Am I using technology or being used by it? Am I contributing to something bigger than myself? Because the future is not waiting, it is moving, and it is asking each one of us a simple question. Will you lead or will you follow? Here is my challenge to you. Learn one new skill that prepares you for the future. Help one person grow without expecting anything in return. Take one bold step you've been postponing. Because progress is not built in giant leaps, it is built in small, consistent actions. And one day, not very far from now, you will look back and realize you were part of a transformation. You were not just building a career, you were helping shape the future. So let us move forward with confidence, with courage, with compassion, and with an unshakable belief. Not tomorrow, not next year, today. Ask yourself, what is that one thing I've been avoiding because of fear? Who is one person I can uplift with empathy today? What skill can I learn to stay relevant in a changing world? Am I building trust or just chasing results? If this video brought you value or stirred something in you, give it a like. Subscribe and share it with someone who needs to hear this. Don't just watch and go away. Drop your thoughts in the comments section. I'd love to hear what stuck with you the most. Always remember, the future is not something that happens to us. It is something we create through courage, compassion, and conviction. And somewhere inside you, there is a version of yourself waiting to rise, a stronger version, a braver version, a leader. The question is not whether that person exists. The question is, will you have the courage to become them? Because if you do, then not only will you transform your life, you will help transform the world. And when that happens, you won't just say, yes, we can. You will proudly say, we did. I'll see you on the next one.